morning, Scott Crowder, Event Director, Business Manager. I've got Scott Griffin with me. He's requesting to use the indoor arena on November 19th to run a working ranch horse 4-H program or training. Would you mind introducing yourself and just talking a little more about it?
Thank you for letting us come. I've brought with me a couple of friends. Got Nikki here. She is from Bannock County. She runs the 4-H program here. I got Sue here from Jefferson County. She runs the 4-H program up there in that county. And I've got Justin here. He's from Caribou County, which he's also the county agent for Bear Lake County. I am from down in Franklin County, down by Preston. Are any of you familiar with the working ranch horse program in the 4-H? What it is, years ago, 20 plus years ago, we started this program because a friend of mine had a club and his kids, they'd start it and they'd do all right while school was out, but as soon as school was out, a lot of his kids ended up going out on ranches. So when fair time come, they couldn't compete doing the normal horse show stuff. So we come up with this program to do a working ranch, which teaches the kids how to work on a ranch. Working cattle, roping, horsemanship, and so that's where it started. Over the years, it's progressed to the point, right now, there's 16 counties in our district. 11 of them this year had kids in this working ranch horse. There's 3 counties that did not this year, but they usually do. We had 226 kids overall. We had 101 at the state fair. What we're wanting to do is change the roping end of it. I don't know how to explain it other than you've all seen team roping. It's where you rope, you swing fast, you throw hard, you chase the cow. The old vaquero, buckaroo type traditional roping, they didn't do that. It was more horsemanship. It was working the cattle slow, swinging slow, and throwing different loops so that you caught, you didn't chase. The ranchers don't want you chasing their cows. So anyway, that's what we're wanting to introduce into the 4-H, is this slower, more ranch available type work. In order to do that, we got to change the whole attitude of what has been going on. So we'd like to do a clinic. This county is the center of all our district. So we'd like to try to put on a clinic and use the indoor barn to have a guy come in and then invite the kids from the whole district to come in and learn where we're headed.
So the ask here is to
waive the fees for
waive $240 on this.
Does it require grooming the arena?
We groom it for them. Anytime somebody rents it, we go in there and groom it for them. So there'd be grooming and then a few panels we'd take down there so they could set up and change the arena around.
We would not be bringing horses for the kids. The guy doing the clinic, we're hoping if we can get it set up, he'd bring his horse and we'd have maybe 4 or 5 cows there in just a small panel, just to show the kids what's coming. But the kids will not be bringing horses. They'll just be roping on the ground.
How many kids do you anticipate?
It's a new thing, so we don't know. We're going to try to put out as much advertising as we can and try to get an idea. But like I said, there was 226 kids overall in the program. How many of them show up to start this new thing, we really don't know.
Okay, but I would ask that you put us, Bannock County, as one of the sponsors of the event.
Absolutely.
For that.
Well, I agree and I disagree, son. We are the center one, and so Bannock County ends up footing the bill for a lot of different things, and we can't always do that. I mean, it just, we're at the end. Everybody wants to improve things, and we're at the end of trying to, but it is a 4-H still, and it is for kids. And so I'm 100% in backing of that. And so I'd go ahead and accept your motion.
All right, Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the fee waiver and the use of Bannock County as a sponsor for the event as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye? North side.
It's us. I'm saying aye.
All right. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll be in touch with you then
Yep.
and just keep it going. Awesome.
All right, and then,
Sign that one or not?
No, that, right? I don't think I signed that one.
So the next contract we want to discuss is not a contract for your approval, it's just a discussion to see if you guys would agree to move forward with the cost and the essentially our bid to this club, so we can take it back to their club members and vote on it and see if they would like to come there. So this is, Minnie, would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Mindy Bradley. I'm the secretary of the club right now. It is a national saddle club. It's not known around here. We've had it every other year in Blackfoot for 8 years, but it's still not known around here. There is a club, the closest club is Nampa. We draw people from Minnesota, Washington, Kansas, all over. They do, it is, it's kind of like posse. It's patterned horse racing. We do 30 different events. It's a week-long competition. It's our national one. They don't have to qualify to come. It's a nonprofit. We charge $5 an event that they enter. It's a family thing. They can, from zero, we have a 86-year-old that still competes. We have different age groups. They win saddles. It's kind of like high school. We don't give money. They just win saddles and prizes up first through 10th for High Point. We give awards to all the participants. We do not make any money. We try to get sponsors around this area. We don't get much. We've held it in Buffalo, Wyoming the last, every other year probably for the same as Blackfoot. We try to keep it central. We were trying to branch out and get a different area. We've got people putting bids in for South Dakota and Washington, and those really aren't central. They had suggested Pocatello, and so, and I'm from Aberdeen, so it would be nice to hold it here.
So the bid that we would submit for their consideration would be $15,000 for the week. That would allow them the use of the grandstand area, approximately 250 horse stalls, the old RV park, got some dry camping up in the center of the grandstand area. We would take the new RV park revenues. We would take the revenues from selling shavings. We'd take the revenues from concessions and alcohol sales for the week. And that's the bid I would like to submit for their group.
I would welcome you.
We don't charge admission.
Facility. You willing to pay? I mean, no, that's what we need to utilize the facility in.
My only question was, how would they interact with Pocatello Downs and the stalls during that week?
So we've talked to Pocatello Downs about the dates. We've done a little bit of rearranging. They don't have their dates set for next year yet. There's probably going to be at least one day where we have to be a little bit creative in stall management. And one, we don't know exactly how many people they would bring to us. Two, we don't know if Pocatello Downs is even going to race on those days. So there's a lot of what ifs. I think we can handle it with some of our, we have a lot of extra panels. We can build stalls temporarily, for sure. And so we've talked about some of those options. I feel that we're going to be fine for the two events.
Okay.
So we have collaborated with Hotel Downs about this to this point, and so I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
And that's something on our end. We will present to our board also that if we utilize the stock pens in the center of the arena, we can't do that until Saturday morning if they have a race on Friday. My dad races horses, so we're aware of all this. Yeah, yep. And so we would use portable if we have to, or whatever. They can make arrangements for us until we'll present that to our board. And we can't use anything inside the arena until Saturday morning. We will present that.
Well, Hotel Downs doesn't have any dates, so
Right.
we can adjust with them. They can adjust too. I mean,
We're in advance.
And we've been working with everybody to this point, so I'm not worried about it. There's just some unknowns from our end too. We don't know exactly what the draw is going to be, and this is something that we'd like to do a little bit of advertising for, to maybe see if we can't bring some people to the event. It sounds pretty cool, but I've never seen one of these events either, so.
Good fun. So my other last question is this a competitive bid? Does this put us in the running, you think, for the event?
Yes, last year in Buffalo, I thought we paid $16,000, but it was $14,400, and they had raised it a little bit. And some of the other ones are doing an arena price and then 60-40 split on that, and so it's pretty competitive. So I think
well, if you get the old RV park also,
that will help. Yeah, a lot.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's what we use for the awards. So like I said, we don't make any money at all. It all goes back in awards, every bit of it. And some years we lose money, and we try to keep a balance for that. But they give out scholarships to the kids, and it's a really good program. We last year we only had 168 riders in Buffalo because of the fuel prices. The year before we had 225 in Blackfoot. So we do draw quite a few. We had 32 come from Minnesota last year.
Wow.
And about the same from Washington.
No, I'd say take it back and.
Yeah, I just want to make sure this is a competitive bid. It sounds like a fantastic event that I would love to have here. So if you feel this is a competitive bid, then I will support it and say, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the proposed event center rental agreement for the National Saddle Club Association as presented.
A motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So do you want this signed now?
No, because essentially, now Minnie will just take it back to her club and say, this is the proposal from Bannock County, and then if, once, I'm just going to speak positively, once it's awarded to us, then we'll move forward with signatures.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
And lastly, I think I'm on there as a request to have to utilize B building and a little bit of the property to have my end of summer work party. Last year I did a party at the end of the year for my employees and for people that work with us, and then family members and friends could come out, and we did a luau out of my house. Because we were busy for most of the year, we ended up doing it about November. It was a little chilly, so we wanted to do it a little bit earlier this year. We planned a day, but unfortunately, on that day, I've got a concert and I've got roping events all day. I've got staff that are going to be working the entire day in the event, so I'm requesting to just hold that event at the event center rather than at my house.
So you want us to waive the fees?
I mean, if you approve it, honestly, I'd probably just pay the fees if you need me to.
No, I think it'd be a good deal. I think to utilize the facility, and unlike in my mind, I thought, well, if any other department come and ask to do the same thing, I'd say yes. We've had other departments that have had picnics or whatever, and we've supported them, so I have no problem with it.
Will the sheriff be coming again?
Oh, yeah, we gotta discuss my fee.
Oh.
That fee waiver's gonna happen over lunch.
I think it's fantastic, so I say go for it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Gary? Good morning.
I'm assuming you guys got the letter? Okay. Questions, comments, concerns on the proposal there?
No, well, I mean, the MOUs we'll have to
Yeah, we'll have
to write out. There's a lot of counties there involved, so just any questions or concerns, honestly, is on the MOU, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we've already got kind of a template of that, so.
Yeah, based on what we did with Ada County, I think we can use a lot of the verbiage out of that MOU and develop what's going to work for us. I will say, based on last night's events, I guess if you guys aren't aware, I had a fatality crash last night that involved 4 people. This overextends us. I know there was a conversation about using other people's stuff. I think this is the right move to make us self-sufficient because the morgue facility up in PMC only houses 3 total. What we're having to do is we're having to rely on funeral homes to come and help us, and that's not their job, and that's, you know, it puts them out. They run a business there. We don't get necessarily the friends and family discount, so it's a big thing. I'm grateful that I have the relationship I do with Wilkes and the other funeral homes in the county, but it's kind of a tough thing to call favors in at the last moment and say, hey, we don't have a facility to do this, or we don't have an ability to do this. This gives us that ability.
Yeah, I thought we was moving forward on our last discussion, so.
Yeah, so I hope so.
Yeah, the only question was, that I had, that I couldn't remember from the last discussion, is are you just gonna clear out a spot under the, next to your office there and store it there?
Yeah, I talked to Kyle, that first bay.
Yeah, okay.
There, and then we'll just make sure that we have power and things like that. As far as security, I mean, it's a gated facility. I think there's already another trailer out there that's where they leave theirs.
Right.
We can look at putting a tongue lock on it and things like that so that, you know, we feel a little more comfortable. But other than that, I think that's exactly where we would house that.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with it, so go get it.
Okay.
Forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Just trying to see who's here for what, whether we go into executive session now or wait a minute. Run some people out of here.
Okay. Tristan, is Hal coming too? Yes. Let's just see who can go in front of us, and then if Hal's here and Dan's here, then they could be involved in that conversation as well.
What's the sheriff here for?
I think sheriff's here
Oh, the surplus?
with what we're going to talk about with me.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go into an executive session. Let's go ahead and follow the agenda.
Well, if we're gonna talk about some of the other situations, it might take a little longer. What's the lady in
Oh,
the back?
Daniel, we didn't get Daniel. Daniel, you're up.
Who's the lady in the back? What's she?
I don't know.
I wonder if she's here with Hal for signature subdivision.
All right.
Dan Kendall, project manager.
Dan Whitworth?
Jeff Underwood, director of facilities.
Thanks for letting us stop by for a facilities update. And Jeff had an update for you from the flood last night.
I was called about 11:15 by Ed. He went downstairs in the annex and we had hail in the basement of the annex. So I spent till 1 o'clock in the morning cleaning everything up.
And there's two kinds of hail. I guess we'll call it both. I've never seen hell inside the building before, but what had happened is the roof drain on the south side of the building blew apart because of the heaviness of the hail, and there was no hub couplers on the 4-inch drain line that dumps into the alley drain, and it just didn't hold with all that weight, and so the hail came down off the roof and came into the building, and so I've got several pictures, and we got all the majority of the water cleaned up. Came in this morning, finished it, a little bit cleaned up, got a dehumidifier from Rocky Mountain Restoration down there, drying things up. I will contact each of the offices that have paper laying on the floor and records that shouldn't be laying on the floor, so they need to go look at them, did not touch them. And so I'll be making that contact if it's made and says you need to go down and look and see what you've got and how you want to handle your wet papers.
Yeah.
We got, Whitworth, we're really starting to pick up the pace on projects. Some of the things we've been working on is we now have 6 baby changing tables in the courthouse restrooms. We're doing some EDA upgrades with levers. We installed a security door at the Lander building. Several painting projects, carpet projects, lighting projects. Starting to get prepared for winter time. The ice melts here. Equipment's going to be going out for maintenance. Get that stuff ready. One question I had for you guys, a little project I wanted to move forward on is carpeting the 2nd floor. We've talked about it, the past couple of years, and just wanted to run it by you one more time before we.
You got the funds identified?
Yep. Good. October 3rd is kind of the official day. We make some changes with cleaning contractor and changing what the full-time custodians do. We're going to start cleaning the McCammon Road Bridge office once a week. They've been without a custodian for several months, so we're going to take care of that. And then we made a new hire, and she'll be starting on the 3rd. And then one other update was for the museum roof. It's going pretty well until they had that event and the roofers pulled off. And we'll go check and see if they're back, but as of yesterday, they haven't come back. But they've got a lot done.
Okay.
They're probably a few days away from the tear off being done.
We just paid them some.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was very fair on the progress.
Okay.
Yep. Anyways, that's what I got for you this month. It's been wild and crazy and busy.
Okay. I still haven't got with the courts to walk around.
Yeah, is that today?
Is that
3 o'clock?
Is it?
Yeah, there is.
It is on the schedule.
Oh, courthouse tour, there it is.
So we'll see you then.
Okay.
Okay?
And we might have a discussion about over at the public defenders.
Okay, sounds good.
I told them no so far, but
Okay.
we'll go from there.
Yeah, just pass that on to Brady and let you guys handle it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jason, you're up.
All right. We'll want to be in an executive session.
Do you want to take care of Hal and that stuff real quick? Or the sheriff?
Well,
I think the sheriff's here for what we're talking about.
That's right, you just said that.
Yeah, let's just, go out for a minute.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we go into executive session.
Let's see what she's here for.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Yep, these guys are. And actually, Hal could come back in and just Hal.
Oh, did you?
I didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
Right there.
The building.
Okay, Mr. Chair, make a motion that we go into executive session under Idaho Code 74-2061C to acquire interest in real property not owned by a public agency.